Gonna get me a rattler, baby. Gonna fly the unfriendly skies. Gonna get me a rattler, baby. G.I. Joes are gonna die. We got that pilot Baroness unlocked, and them patches are okay. But we should have got a damn ground crew guy anyway. Gonna get me a Rattler. Oops, something went wrong with your order. What? Don't worry, we're here to help. Hey, thank you so much for shopping with us. Unfortunately, something went wrong while we were preparing. The payment method failed? What the f? Like to process the order using the same method of payment. Like 5 days? What in the f is this shit? Oh my god! This card has been on file since I have had Pulse. Anything Pulse. Before Premium. What in the actual f? This is a HasLab. The f HasLab? Why? My payment fails now? Why? What in the f? Oh my god, f Hasbro Pulse. F them. F them.
You tell them I'm coming! And hell's coming with me, you hear?
Say when.
When? When indeed? When indeed is Hasbro gonna get their collective shit together? No more beeps. Not for this part. The intro's over. I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. Maybe you're part of it. I'd like to know if you are. Let me know down in the comments if this pertains to you. And speaking of comments, both written out down below and ones that I've heard, let me go ahead and get this part out of the way now. I don't sit around on my hands waiting on Hasbro to do something dumb so I can make a video on it. But when Hasbro does something dumb, I'm going to make a video on it. You want to know why? Because I'm a consumer. I'm a pretty large consumer. Hasbro is my favorite company. You want to call me a shill? Call me a shill. Listen to a couple of these videos, it might be kind of hard to call me a shill, but, you know, take that at face value. Get what you need to out of that. So, I don't need to mine the interwebs to try to find dirt or try to find something dumb or whatever. I see all I need just by trying to buy their product, which is, again, what this video is about. I did a few videos a few weeks ago when they completely botched their website. They completely botched the Once a Man Cobra Commander release. And they have botched something else for some of us. And that is what the story is going to be about today. So gather around, and I'm going to tell you the story of why I don't have a Rattler as of yet. So, pre-orders closed last Monday, September 9th. Most of us were watching. Most of us had already had our orders in long before then. Some waited to the last minute. Whatever. Ordered mine the first day. Now, I was wondering about the idea of whether or not you could use PayPal credit to pay for the Rattler. And some knew, some didn't. I wasn't sure. I didn't do it last year when I ordered the Dragonfly, but that was my plan for this year. So when I ordered it, that's how I set it up. Set it up for PayPal credit. Fantastic, because a month ago we wasn't sure if they were going to accept PayPal anymore, were we? Till they updated it yet again, and you had to go through a checkout process to be offered the PayPal option to check out for something, because you can't set it as your default. Not by adding a payment, it doesn't even show up. You cannot find it until you get ready to check out with something. Checked out with my Rattler and set PayPal credit. All good. Rattler ordered. Sweet. All that set. Somebody else I know kind of had the same question, because that's what they were wanting to do, and they found out that they could order it that way, and they ordered theirs that way. Spectacular. Everybody's happy. We watched the countdown live. It was on a live stream, on the A Punk with Toys live stream. Just happened to fall on Monday night when the campaign ended. We were all online watching it end, blown away that it picked up 10,000 more units in the last 3 days from unlocking the Baroness. Great. More Rattlers. Rattlers for everybody. Except for some of us. So what happened between when I ordered the Rattler and what just happened was I changed my payment method. I went back in and I altered my payment method. I've got 2 payments that I use mainly for Pulse. I maintain, well, I guess 3. I maintain a PayPal account, like with a balance in it, that I use for pre-orders. I have PayPal credit for big stuff. And I also have a Chase Amazon credit card. And I use that for a lot of stuff because I get Amazon points when I use it. So a lot of stuff I will buy with that and pay it off either immediately or very quickly, you know, as soon as I can. I don't waste any time about paying that card off, but I do it to get Amazon points. Well, I had used my PayPal credit for something else that was a bigger purchase than the Rattler was. The benefit of PayPal credit is you have 6 months no interest to pay it off. It's great. If you got a substantial hit at one time, use PayPal credit, pay it off in 6 months. I've done it many times for large orders and small orders. Whatever, I do it. That's why I use PayPal credit. No interest. I had another purchase that was larger than that one. Ramen. I ordered some stuff at Ramen. It's going to add up. I went with PayPal credit for that balance. So my Rattler, I went in, changed my payment method to my Chase Visa Prime card. I'm like, well, I'll go ahead and use this card. Good to go. I'll get some Amazon points. I'll pay it off, you know, this month or next month. Get it paid off. No problem. Get Prime points. Get the other stuff paid off on PayPal credit. Smooth sailing. I didn't want to put it all on PayPal credit. That's more than I want to split up over 6 months. How I pay stuff varies, but it gets paid. So change that. Change the payment method. Smooth sailing. Everything's good. Because I already had that file or that card on file, I've used my Chase card at Pulse numerous times. I had that card on file with Pulse before I was a premium member. Matter of fact, I used it last year when I ordered the Dragonfly. I ordered the Dragonfly before I became a premium member, and then asked the usual newbie questions because I was relatively new to the line. I'd been collecting it for several months by the time the Dragonfly campaign was going, but that was my first HasLab. So I did not know, though I figured, that the free shipping is not retroactive, right? So you have to cancel it and reorder it. So that's what I did with the Dragonfly. Canceled my first order, reordered it after I became a premium member, and that's the card that I used. I've used it a few times since on Pulse. It has been on file for well over a year. No big deal. So Tuesday in the AM, I get this email right here. Oops, we're sorry. Your payment has been declined. And I get this email and I'm going, what? What? Dumbfounded. And I read through it and I don't understand. This was already on file. All I did was move A to B. It's all coming from the same place. And I'm trying to find out what in the world is going on here. No idea. Tuesday morning, early Tuesday morning, I get a message from the friend that I mentioned earlier who was also curious about PayPal credit. Sends me a message at like, I don't know, it was like 6 o'clock Tuesday morning. Hey, have you been charged for your Rattler yet? Because I guess that person was worried that maybe they weren't going to honor PayPal credit. Message back, no, not yet. I wasn't worried about it. They don't all charge right after midnight. I wasn't too worried about it. So I'm checking my email. A couple hours goes by. Still nothing. And I sent that person a message back and said, hey, I still haven't been charged for my Rattler. And said person says, well, I just got charged for mine. I'm like, sweet, you know, they're going through. Didn't think nothing about it. Hour or so later, hour and a half, I get that email. And I don't understand what could possibly be going on with that payment method since it's valid. So later that day, when I had some time after lunch, I call Hasbro. It was a 9-minute hold. 32 minutes later, I get somebody on the phone. It's actually a very helpful person. Very, very helpful guy. His name was Rob. Maybe some of you guys have talked to Rob, because I have. Rob tells me payment was declined on Pulse's end. They cannot see why the payment was declined, only that it can. They can't take another form of payment. You can't pay anything by phone. They say they can't see anything but your last 4 card numbers. That's understandable. That's not the first time I've run into such an issue. So no big deal. I'm like, hey, what do I do? Like, well, you need to contact your card provider. Like, I got to call my card provider. Y'all can't just swap the payments that are on file. Nope. All got to be done online. Okay. Like, look up the number for Chase, call them, and they tell me, oh, so this was the charge at Hasbro Pulse. Okay, so it tried to go through. Yes, that's it. Yeah, we see it was declined. Well, I know it was declined. Why was it declined? I said, Hasbro Pulse can't tell me why it's declined. They say they can't see it. And he looks and he said, oh, well, it looks like because your payment info does not match the payment info on your account. The addresses are not the same. I said, how can that be? I've used this card there before and never had an issue. I don't know, sir. That's just what it's telling me. Okay, so what should I do? He said, well, I recommend you go to the site and you update your information, make sure your billing and shipping address are the same, and your card information is entered correctly. Okay, I know the card information was entered correctly. The part where I said I've used it there before, I guess that's SOP for what they have to tell people when they call. Okay. All right, well, thank you. You've given me the information I need. So my buddy Rob also told me that they were going to be running payments again that night. So I got everything straight, got the information I needed when I called Chase, went home. Soon as I got home, updated all that stuff with Pulse. Now, I did have 2 addresses on file with Pulse. They were both the same address, but for some reason it had saved it twice. I don't know why, but one of them was the same as my shipping address. So I go in, I delete the extra address. The only thing I can think is maybe because one of them had the extra 4 digits that they have on the end of zip codes now. I don't even know what those 4 digits are for me. It automatically adds them if it needs them in everything I've ever ordered that used it. I don't know. So I looked that up, made sure that was in there, deleted the other address, made sure the saved address was also my shipping address. Then I went to that payment, completely deleted that card, and manually re-added it and saved it. Went into my order, changed the method to that payment, processed for a minute, and then it showed as changed. And right now it shows that that is the payment method on file for my Rattler order. So I wait overnight. Rob said they're going to charge again Tuesday night and try to run all the payments again. Well, guess what? They didn't. So I wait. Like midday, early afternoon, Wednesday, I call back. Think I was on hold that time. I forgot to write it down, but I think it was about 26 minutes that time. I think it was a 5-minute hold that time, and it was like 26 minutes to get somebody on the phone. Not as helpful as Rob. Could not tell me a thing about my order other than they see I changed my payment method. The payment method is valid. The shipping address is the same. Should be good to go next time they run payments. Well, Rob yesterday told me they were going to do that last night. Oh, well, I'm sorry, sir, that that did not happen and you're having this issue. Talking in circles. Was not helpful at all, aside from telling me that at least their end shows that my addresses match my shipping and my billing. All of it's the same address, and the card is set as the payment. Thanks for nothing. Hang up. Overnight, nothing. Like, I'm getting tired of this. So I call back next day, Thursday. This time was a 9-minute hold to get somebody on the phone, and that one took 28 minutes. Who gets on the phone? My old buddy Rob. I did not realize it was the same dude until the end of the conversation, and it didn't even dawn on me that that was the same guy. I'm like, hey, Rob, why does that sound familiar? Rob's really helpful. Rob was helpful this time too. I don't know if Rob recognized me. Probably. Probably. I don't know. I have a feeling old Rob's talked to a lot of people in the last week. So, talk to Rob. Rob verifies same thing, payment and shipping address, billing address, all that stuff is the same. Visa card is set as the payment, and Rob says, well, they're going to be charging cards again over the weekend. We've had an issue with processing cards, and we've had a lot of calls about it. I'm like, okay. Well, I have seen quite a few posts online about it, Rob. Now, Rob's just the messenger. Rob can't fix it himself. I'm sure he probably would if he could. Rob's pretty helpful. So they're going to charge cards over the weekend. Like, all right, do you know what day that's going to happen, Rob? Is that going to be Friday? Is that going to be Saturday? I don't know. I just know it's I guess shows him maybe that they're going to charge over the weekend. I said, so the issue with running cards is fixed. He said, yeah, from everything I understand, that issue has been fixed. I said, Rob, I sure hope for your sake. I didn't say Rob because I didn't realize it was Rob. I said, well, I sure hope for your sake that it's fixed with tomorrow being PulseCon and all. And Rob just kind of gave a half-hearted, yeah, I know. So Rob didn't sound to me like he had a lot of faith in the fact that it was fixed, and Rob's probably telling me what they told him to tell me. So here we are, weekend time. No charges yet. It is right now it's a little after 6 on Sunday evening. No charges, no nothing on my app for my card, nothing on Pulse, nothing. But Pulse has been pretty sporadic on letting you know if they're charging you for shit lately, aren't they? Also run into that issue. So let's talk about PulseCon. I'm not going to go into deep dive on PulseCon. This isn't about PulseCon. I just have to mention it because I didn't have any issue with PulseCon, and I actually used the app. The app that had all the trouble last time. I used the app because I couldn't get the new stuff to load, refreshing the website and bouncing back and forth between categories and splash pages. So I popped the app open and everything was there. So sent a little prayer into the ether, and actually my order went through probably within the first 3 minutes of stuff showing up on the app for me. I didn't have any problems at PulseCon, but boy, a whole lot of people did. Did anybody see red at PulseCon? Particularly this red right here, this error message. Did anybody get that? That was not my error message. That's a screenshot I took from somebody else that posted it online, and I saw probably a dozen people post this. And all I can figure is probably it got overwhelmed because all of the PulseCon stuff went up at the same time. So you would think even somebody like Hasbro would be able to handle that much traffic, but we're talking about Hasbro. So honestly, I'm surprised that any of it even worked at all, especially that ragged ass app that they've got from now on. So what brings me back to the issue about the payment notification was, so I just got this guy right here, the Twilight Guard, right? So I got the notice that he was going to ship, and that was quick. I kept waiting and waiting to get charged for this 2-pack, and I got the shipping notice for it and was waiting and waiting. You know, they usually charge you 2-3 days before they ship. Well, I get a notice that my order is leaving the building. Never got a notice that I got charged for it. Now, I did get my PayPal notice that I got charged for it because these guys I have set up for said account that I talked about, that's kind of my slush fund that I use for stuff like this, come right out with no problem. But I never got any kind of notice from Hasbro that my payment went through for these guys. It went from they're shipping soon to they've shipped, and it was the next day. Like, that was on, I believe, Wednesday, and I got these guys on Saturday, or maybe it might have been Thursday, and I got them on Saturday, but I never did get a payment success, the success email that they used to send. Your collection's about to get an upgrade. I didn't get that email for these guys. I'm waiting to see what happens with Stalker. They just sent a email out that Stalker's getting ready to ship, so we'll see whether or not we get the success collection upgrade email with Stalker, I guess. But so back to the issue at hand with the Rattler. How can they not process cards? And I don't know. I don't think it's all cards. At first, I thought maybe it was just an issue with Chase, because the first other instance I saw online was also a Chase card somebody was trying to use. But then I saw issues with other cards, and I think most of them were Visas. I should have written it down, but try to kept up with it. But that's more work than I'm going to try to put into it. I just know that there were a lot of people that had issues trying to use a straight up card with their Rattler. Let me know if this happened to you in the comments. I'd like to know if any of my subscribers had this issue. I know I have one subscriber, a friend, that he had not been charged either. I don't know if he has yet or not. I don't know what his payment method was. He just had also not been charged. So where does that leave me right now? Well, that leaves me without a fucking Rattler is where it leaves me right now. So here's the deal. With the HasLab, you have 15 days to update and correct any address or payment issues. Rob told me this both times. Actually, the other non-helpful person that I talked to on Wednesday told me this as well, and that was about the only useful information that she gave me. So you got 15 days from, I guess, when the campaign ends, so we're going to call that from Tuesday. So still got several days to deal with this issue, but I have an open order for a Rattler that they are not charging because of the card that I am trying to use for it. Now, there is a workaround for this, which just is complete buffoonery. I had to channel my destro. Buffoon! The fact that PayPal was gone and then they added it back but hid it. PayPal was the only thing that I saw that was working, or anything that I talked to anybody. Maybe there's other people that their card went through fine. PayPal works. Now here's the thing. I also have the same card on file with PayPal. So I have a feeling that I could go back to that order, change the checkout method to PayPal, go into PayPal, select the card I want to use, complete the checkout process through PayPal, and it'll work. I've seen a couple of people post that they tried this and it worked fine, and it was the same card they were trying to use. If I have to go that route, I'm going to go that route. But I want to see what they do. I want to see if they actually ever fix this issue, or if I get a straight answer out of what is going on and why they can't fix it. I'm going to use that 15-day grace period. Yes, I am. I'm going to run the clock out on it. And in the email, it don't say 15 days, but it does when you call them. So maybe I'm gambling with not getting one. I'm stubborn, but man, this is ridiculous. Like, this is a $1 billion company. How can they be having this many issues? Hopefully it won't cost me a Rattler, and if it costs me a Rattler because I'm choosing to try to hold their feet to the fire, then so be it. But I also probably won't have a Pulse Premium membership either. I have other people that can order the exclusives for me when they place their orders. It's not worth ordering the rest of their shit from them. You'll get it first ordering it somewhere else. That don't matter to a lot of people, but I review. You know, it's no secret that if you do toy reviews, no matter how big or small your channel is, the sooner you get stuff, the better that video is going to do. I'm not sitting here getting rich, but I would like to see, the videos do well, so that plays into trying to get stuff early. I'm going to review it anyway, just because I have fun doing it, and I like to share my opinions on it. So, will it cost me a Rattler? I hope not. I'm sure not going to pay aftermarket for one. If it does, I just won't have one. But I'm going to use that 15-day grace period and see if they will fix their damn system. If not, at the 11th hour, I'll change my payment to PayPal and just chalk that up to another instance of Hasbro going Hasbro. What is going on over there? Like, I know they laid a bunch of people off, but did they lay off anybody that knows how to do any of this shit? Like, I've said it before, send the people that are running the shipping department to run the IT department and the payment processing. They got the shipping down pat. Packing's even gotten better too, at least on my end. They listen to some of us on that front. So what happened to y'all? What was y'all's experience? Did you have any trouble actually paying for your Rattlers? Probably not if you used PayPal, but I'm curious to know. What about a debit card? Because the one I'm using is a credit card. Anybody have trouble using a debit card? That's also linked to my PayPal. I guess I could use that one too, but I want to see if this one card goes through. So that is that for this time, guys. I appreciate you listening to this. Hopefully I have entertained and informed, and maybe if we keep lighting a fire under their ass, maybe they'll get on the ball. I enjoy their products. I enjoy having them on the shelf. I enjoy reviewing them, take them out, play with them on the desk, take them out and do pictures. But why is it so hard for me to give them money? They're a giant company. They like money, right? They gotta like money. They gotta like it from G.I. Joe people because they keep raising the price on G.I. Joe and lowering it on everything else. What, the take my money meme? Like, I'm trying to give it to you and you're sitting there dragging your feet on it. No, I'll see you guys next time. It probably won't be long. I'll update you whenever I know something, you'll know something. See ya.